The wink you saw with the left eye. And now let's get ready for the tail of the tape. Zab Judah against Wayne Martell. Judah is still young at 26, although already a decorated veteran of the sport. Martell at 30, a virtual unknown. Martell has a 1-inch height advantage, 1.5-inch arm length advantage measured from the armpit to the end of the fist. They both weighed in within a pound of the 147-pound welterweight limit. You just watched two southpaws go almost all the way fighting southpaw against each other in Sims and McCart. Now you're getting ready to watch two southpaws in Zab Judah and Wayne Martell. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Zab Judah Wayne Martell fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules that you see on your screen. Jim, real quick, the 4 criteria that the judges will use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Jim.
Wayne Martell, and I believe you probably heard Bob Costas mention earlier that he comes from a Chippewa Indian reservation in northern North Dakota. Chippewa Indian mother, French-Canadian father, raised on the reservation, and obviously the tribal identity is first and foremost as he comes into the ring.
Yeah, but he's coming into the hometown of a mighty, mighty big hero here. Zab Judah is one of New York's own, and he would not be getting many cheers tonight, not fighting against Zab Judah.
Yeah, Judah comes from the Brooklyn reservation.
Yeah, which is not Chippewa, but rather Iroquois, I assume. One way or another, Martell, if he's looking to buy back Manhattan, won't get it for $23 and is going to have to put up a better than $23 performance to have a chance to beat Zab Judah. Notable fights: Meldrick Taylor and Livingston Bramble. Those would have been great wins in about 1990 or 1986. But in 2002, you just shake your head and say, oh my gosh, where did they find them? Now here comes Zab Judah. That win over Rafael Pineda in 12 rounds raised eyebrows. It was a fight that Judah took 1 month after his loss to Corey Spinks. A lot of people questioned why in the world Judah would be taking that fight against an opponent like that at that particular time. And frankly, Pineda embarrassed Judah to a certain degree with the way he went at him in Las Vegas.
Judah took the fight hoping to make some kind of statement about his resilience coming off that loss to Spinks. But it made another kind of statement because a lot of ringsiders thought he lost the fight to a 38-year-old fighter.
Is Zab a guy who is only really motivated, Roy, for his biggest fights?
Yep, that's exactly what motivates him. He loves to fight. He'll fight anybody, anytime, but he really is motivated by the big fight.
So will appearing in his hometown in Madison Square Garden be sufficient to have him properly motivated for the fight against Wayne Martell?
I think it will, because everybody who would be his worst critic is right here in the building. So you have to be on point when you get home, because they're looking to criticize you anyway.
Excellent athlete, Zab Judah. There's a look at some notable wins. Round 1 out against Mickey Ward. But in his 2 biggest fights, he lost the decision to Corey Spinks, and he suffered a second-round TKO against Costa Zoo, which damaged his career and his public relations because he wound up being suspended for his angry reaction at referee Jay Nady. Let's go to Michael Buffer now for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don King Productions and Madison Square Garden present a special co-featured bout of the evening. The 3 judges at ringside scoring this contest will be Melvina Lathan, Tony Paulillo, and Luis Rivera. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Benji Estevez. And now from Madison Square Garden, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Intercontinental Welterweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing multicolors, official weight 146 1/4 pounds. Professional record 22 victories, including 13 knockouts with only 2 defeats. Born on the Turtle Mountain Indian Reservation, Belcourt, North Dakota, now fighting out of Minot, North Dakota, here is the challenger, the pride of the Chippewa Nation, Wayne Martell. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue and white. Official weight, 147 pounds. Professional record, 31 victories, including 22 knockouts with only 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the pride of Brooklyn, New York, the WBO Intercontinental Champion, former 2-time World Champion, Zab Super Judah.
Open him up. I need to see his trunks, okay? Okay, Wayne, Zab, you've already received your instructions. I will repeat, protect yourself at all times. May the best man win. Touch him up. Good luck to both of you. Touch him up. There you go.
This fight is designed to pad Zab Judah's record, make him look good, if not sensational, hopefully leading to a rematch with Corey Spinks.
As for Martell, he freely acknowledges that he's been fighting in situations where he was the one who was selling tickets, and he knew that he was often matched against opponents who had no chance. So he's here, he says, to find out how good I am.
Yeah, but he ain't never seen that like what's in front of him tonight before, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's moving up 1 or 2 classes in this fight.
Starting with the world-class speed, Zab Judah has fast hands and fast feet. And he's been raised in the ring. His father, Yoel, is a world champion in, what is it, kickboxing, Roy?
Yeah, I think it's kickboxing.
Hard left hand by Judah. And Martell gives it an Oscar De La Hoya pound on the canvas with his right hand. Angry about being down.
I think he pounded the canvas, Jim, because he was determined to come in here and hold his right hand high, because he knows that Judah's big punch is the left.
Martell got in one shot in return before Judah knocked him down for the second time with the left hand. Martell has a big scar under his right eye from a headbutt in a previous fight, and now that scar has been opened and the cut is bleeding below the right eye.
Well, he's not afraid, that's for sure. He's trying, but he's definitely overmatched. Way overmatched.
No 3 knockdown rule in effect, and so the third knockdown doesn't bring the end of the bout. Martell wanted to get up and go right after Zab.
Yeah, he did, but he's game. He's very game, and he wants to win, but he's highly overmatched here. Yeah. He has to be careful.
And Benji Estevez says to him, son, it's almost over. Meaning that he's not going to get too many more chances. Look at Martell fighting. Yep, and here's another knockdown as Martell's glove touched the canvas.
Judah said he was going to come in here. Judah said he wanted a blowout. He's got the guy to blow out. Very seldom see 4 knockdowns in a round not end a fight these days.
Are you ready for
That's
5?
it right there. That's it right there for sure.
There's the 5th knockdown, and that's the end of the fight. As Benji Estevez says, we've learned enough about the difference between Zab Judah and Wayne Martell. Well, that was a brave effort by Wayne Martell, which made the 2 minutes entertaining.
Very entertaining, because he definitely came out to give it his shot.
And frankly, Judah was leaving himself open, and Martell got in a couple shots. They just didn't do much damage.
Not much at all.
Zab landed 23 out of 33 power shots by CompuBox count. That'll hurt a lot of people. First round KO will look good on the Judah record, which now extends to 32 wins, 2 losses, 23 by knockout. Have a blast, guys. Here comes a long sequence of replays.
Yeah, here's the right hand over the top. Then I think he follows it up with a right hook. Boom, no, left hand over the top, my bad. And he tried to follow with the right hook, but he was already going down. The left hand, the kid could do nothing about. Martell couldn't stop the speed. There's the left hand again, and right followed with another left. Something Martell's never seen before.
And the knockdown ended with Judah standing on Martell's left leg.
He knocked him down and stood on him.
Now here's
there
the
was
second
a good shot
knockdown.
that Martell landed.
That's where Martell got in the left.
There comes Zab back with the overhand left again. Like I said, something he never seen before.
Third knockdown, Martell goes down after having been tapped on the top of the head.
With another overhand left. Here's Zab just going for the kill and just constantly knowing that all he has to do is make contact.
Right.
And this guy's going to go down again.
That's why Martell wanted to get up and fight, because he knew that he'd gone down not from contact, but just from the constant activity that Judah was laying on him. And then the fifth knockdown.
He was already dizzy right there. His balance was pretty much gone. There's another overhand left. Something he just doesn't know the meaning of right now.
And when his knees touched the canvas for the fifth time, referee Benji Esteves, who had told him after the fourth knockdown, it's getting late.
But you got to give Martell credit, because most people would not have come back this many times to try to continue to prove that they are ready for this step up. He tried his hardest to prove that he was ready for this step up.
He should be proud. He did the best he possibly could.